So this is the new AccuStrike series RaporStrike. They like to put the word strike in every name of everything. N-Strike Elite, AccuStrike, RaporStrike, Falcon Strike, Strikeosaurus Rex. That's fine, because this blaster looks great. In fact, I think they tried to make it look like a sniper rifle, which is hilarious, and I'll explain why. But it's not the first to try and do that. The AccuStrike RaporStrike follows a long series of blasters that have tried to evoke the look of some type of futuristic sci-fi sniper rifle. The long shot was certainly the first of those, the granddaddy of them all. Released originally under the N-Strike lineup. It's come and gone in different forms and colors, but it's always been the same. They've never managed to upgrade those internals, which has always been slightly frustrating, especially seeing it in this nice elite paint job. But so the long strike kind of started that, and the formula hasn't really changed over the years. It's bolt action. The Centurion from the Mega series and the AccuStrike are both bolt action, although I'm holding the bolt for mine now. Explain why in a second. They all came with bipods. The long strikes are built in. They're kind of crude, and they double as a grip there, but they work. The Centurion came with one. I can't seem to find mine right now, but I'm surprised I was able to find the Centurion in the first place based on my terrible review of it in the beginning. And the RaporStrike comes with these, which can also extend outwards, which is kind of nifty. And it attaches to an N-Strike rail, much like the Centurions would. They all, well not all, these two at least have dart storage in the rear. Now the stock on this is movable on the old long shots, although sometimes that would accidentally collapse if you put too much pressure on it when you're holding it. This one is fixed, so it doesn't have that issue, but it does still store them, which is very nice. They all are rather large. Now, the Centurion is the biggest of them. If you look here, the RaporStrike comes in just short of the barrels on the edge of the long shot, but not really super noticeable. And then still sticking out, that muzzle on the end of the Centurion is still the longest blaster that I think Nerf has made. Don't 100% quote me on that, but certainly looks that way. Anyway, so the blasters, unfortunately, aren't sniper rifles. To have a sniper rifle in Nerf, you'd need to have a clear advantage in range over everything else. But really, you can achieve similar ranges with these blasters as you can their pistol forms, because Nerf darts don't really work like bullets. And that's something that's kind of been addressed with the AccuStrike series, which is interesting. I'll show you why in a sec. But the long shot, you can pump all the power you want out of this thing. But at the end of the day, if you wanted the longer ranges on this, you got to ditch the front gun. Yes, this was a little gun for guys that are interested. Very weak internals just shooting off the bottom barrel. This top barrel, though, was kind of a narrow bore, and the dart would come flying through here. Already has to go through this much space to begin with. Now it has to go through all of this, and for it to keep a perfect, exact, straight trajectory is asking a lot of a streamlined dart, let alone just a Nerf dart in general. So it would bounce around on the inside of those, and hitting the walls of the inside of this would just certainly decrease the range of the blaster. So having a long barrel on a Nerf sniper rifle is kind of a moot point. Now, with the Mega series, they ended up making the bore on this incredibly large barrel pretty wide. I can't say I've seen a whole lot of folks removing the barrels and getting noticeably better ranges with these things, but it's possible. But they were starting to figure things out, but it's still enclosed in here. With the RaporStrike, and really with all of the AccuStrike blasters, you got this faux empty tunnel of dartitude going through. So there's that really going for it. Literally right here where the magazine, when it leaves, just the edge of it is right in there. So it has quite a ways to go before it actually starts coming into contact with the blaster. So you have the best chance for the best range with this. However, the blaster really isn't performing all that much better, not only than these guys, but really than any just current Nerf blaster on the market. You can't go to the store, pick this thing up, and be super elite, sniper reflay guy all over the place. It's going to get the same ranges as a Falcon Fire or an elite pistol like a Fire Strike or anything like that. So again, the idea of a sniper rifle, it's more so in the looks department than it is actual performance. I will say of these three, the Centurion actually gets the better ranges of them. But that's because it's got a massive plunger system going on, and these darts and all that fun stuff. It's pretty nuts. Actually, the next thing I think I'll talk about between these three is priming them. Now, I traditionally like to have my left hand, which I don't fire with, holding on the front, and then the shoulder stock gets forced into my shoulder from there, and it kind of holds it steady. That leaves my right hand to operate both the trigger and the priming handle. So, all the way back. Yeah. I've seen guys that use their left hand to prime them instead. It works on these blasters, not so much on the Centurion. You end up punching yourself in the face pretty much with the end of this because the prime is a quarter century long. But yeah, so I mean that's comfortable and it's easy to use, but the prime is massive. On the long shot, the prime is nice and close. It's literally just above the handle here. And maybe I'm so used to firing like that because of my years of using long shots. But you prime here, you fire. I don't even have darts in this thing. Whoops. That's fine though, because it's nice and close and easy to use. It's all in this area. A complaint I suppose I have about the RaporStrike isn't so much on the blaster itself, but on that it's not so conducive to the way that I traditionally use blasters. Now I haven't taken this pin out because not so much. I don't have the pin installed all the way. I haven't put the other side on because it's nearly impossible to remove this once you've done that. And then it's impossible to open up the blaster and modify it, which I am going to modify my RaporStrike because it needs to happen, because the ranges on this are kind of sad. Anyways, the trouble with the RaporStrike in the way that I use things is I'd hold it down here. I guess I could hold it up here, but this feels nice and natural. This length is nice and comfortable. Speaking of comfort, I love the grip on the new RaporStrike stuff. It's kind of rubberized over here. But now I have to reach pretty far out there to actually get this thing to prime. And in doing so, with that reaching, I'm actually moving my shoulder. Like, you can actually physically see the blaster move when I go from firing position to reach up here. It actually goes down and to the right because of the way that my shoulder is changing when I go to reach for that. So that's kind of annoying. It does work better if you go from this side, I've noticed. There's no slam fire on this thing, obviously. But yeah, it's just the layout. Literally, a RaporStrike, all it is a Nerf N-Strike Elite Retaliator stretched out. So the front of the blaster is really here, and then this is just aesthetics. But then the trigger mechanism, which on these blasters is much closer to the mag. I mean, there's the mag here, and my grip is closer to where the stock is on a long shot. I mean, that's a long ways to go. And then to make it even stranger, to eject the mag, let's get this guy back in. Pull him back. You got to press forward on him, and your mag is way up here, whereas it's, again, much closer up there. So it's just interesting, the layout that the RaporStrike has. It does have a lot of potential inside for upgraded internals. Oh, I need to finish the prime, don't I? But in general, the RaporStrike is a nice looking blaster, a comfortable blaster. It falls in line with what Nerf has done with previous sniper rifle type looking stuff. Nifty little flip up sight there. There's a lot more you can do with it, but if you're expecting the RaporStrike to come out of the box and blow you away with ranges, yeah. Sorry, dude. Not going to happen with this, not going to happen with Nerf stuff in general. But if you're into modifying like I am, then you're fine, because this is a great platform to work with. It's comfortable, it looks good, it has dart storage. It really just needs you to soup it up. So that's kind of an overview of the RaporStrike and a bit of a comparison against its previous iterations throughout the years. So thanks for watching.